Good afternoon, everyone. So I wanted to come on today and do a little bit of energy work, working with the rose ray, bringing in some gold into the rose ray, working with angels on the rose ray, and actually Princess Diana has been coming through a lot. And she is just coming with a lot of wisdom as far as our self-care is involved. And anyway, she wanted to give us some wisdom, and also wanted to send healing energy across the entire planet. Okay, so so we'll just go ahead and start with our just a little bit of energy healing. We'll send it out first and foremost to set the intention for today's little video and see if we can help lift everybody's spirits up. Okay, so just close your eyes and allow the eyes to roll up and in and find the brow chakra, so just between the eyebrows. And it actually resides just slightly in front. Okay, just slightly in front of that brow point. And open the third eye. And then go into the high heart, which is a rose, soft pink. And then we have the heart center, which is green. So we're going to be activating both, but really coming into that lighter octave of the heart, which is the high heart. It's unconditional love. So just inhale, relax the heart centers open, and then open the third eye and send healing energy from the heart to every soul, to every being across the entire planet. And inhale, exhale, just sending out healing pink light, healing pink energy across the entire planet. And then inhale, and we'll send out some green. Growth. Inhale, sending out green, light pink, and gold energy across the entire planet. Awakening the heart centers of all the souls that can be reached in this now moment, or whenever it is that you watch this video. Time is not linear. Always sending out positive energy across all time and space and dimensions without limitations or boundaries. And then inhale, and then exhale. Cleanse yourself and come into center. So as we know, Princess Diana is from the, she works with the high heart. Okay, she is definitely an advocate of the divine feminine, healing the divine feminine in both men and women. And this also deals with unconditional love. And the reason she's coming through today is she has a message for unconditional love for yourself. Unconditional love for yourself means to stop abusing yourself. I mean, to put it very bluntly, to stop abusing yourself. And usually it's in the name of somebody else. Whenever we put our emotional, mental, and spiritual needs to the side, what ends up happening is we end up coming into this slow death. Okay, it's a slow, long, painful death. And it can be it can be different things for people. It could manifest into actual physical diseases, um, or you can look like you have it all together on the outside and just be completely dying on the inside. So self-care is very important, because whether we are on this side or we are on the other side, it's no different. It's no different. If you feel like you're suffering on this side, chances are you're going to feel a sense of suffering on the other side. And in order to alleviate a lot of suffering for ourselves, it starts with paying attention to our needs, our wants, our desires. And as far as Princess Diana comes into this, she was very hard on herself. She was very, very hard on herself. She wasn't flawless, and she knew that. And I can sense her presence very much right now, so it may go back and forth between me and her. But so basically what she's saying is, I was not flawless. I was flawed in more ways than I ever wanted to look at. And some of the flaws I embraced, and some of the things I did not work through. Some of the things that I embraced about myself, I actually used in a self-sabotaging manner. And sometimes it was just, I didn't mean to be vindictive. It wasn't vindictive, but I didn't know how else to express my anger. I had a lot of anger and resentment, and I had a lot of love. Some of the things that I did lack, though, in this lifetime were true self-love. I was put on a pedestal, and I couldn't understand why. Because I was so flawed, and some of the things I did were so imperfect that it almost made me feel worse about who I was. And so then you almost feel like you live a lie. You almost forget who you are. Trying to stay on your pedestal that everyone else has put you on, thinking that the pedestal that had your name on it was 100%, who you were supposed to be. Little did they know I really didn't want that pedestal. I actually wanted people to accept me for my flaws and my imperfections. And sometimes I let it all hang out. And sometimes I covered them up very deeply. But the reason I come today is to teach you my wisdom, to give you the lessons that I've learned. The lessons that I have learned, you see, are A, to live your life like a child. I loved children, and they loved me. They loved me a lot. My whole life, all I wanted to do was just to be free. Just be free like a child. And then I saw that some children weren't free. That gave me a purpose, because I feel like all children should be free, and I feel like all grown-ups should be free. But what happens is grown-ups keep themselves entangled. And it's just a lack of self-love. It's a lack of self-wisdom. Not being able to look at yourself for who you really are. Flawed, broken, in pieces, and owning it. You can still be broken and happy. And when you're able to realize that you're broken in certain areas and still be happy in others, the healing has an opportunity to grow. The growth comes from the high heart. Well, no, the unconditional love comes from the high heart, and the growth comes from the green, the heart center. We cannot grow without unconditional love, because within growth is trial and error. Within growth, we make mistakes. And yes, I have forgiven myself for everything I did. But oh, if I just had the wisdom, what I would have done different. But I was here actually to make a statement that you can be flawed and perfect, because even after everyone saw my flaws and they tried to disgrace me, I was still loved. And that showed me so much about myself. And I actually saw that even though I didn't fully love myself, I was loved by others. And if somebody else could love me after my flaws have been exposed, why can't I love myself? It's whenever we keep the secrets about who we really are that end up doing the most damage. I tried to save face for everyone's sake so many times. And I just couldn't bear it any longer. It was trifling. You have to take care of all of yourself fully, lovingly. I can see from so much of a different perspective all of the pain, all of the suffering. And it's all due because people don't love themselves. Because if you can heal yourself, we can help heal the world. And that's all I ever wanted to do, was heal the world. I had so much love for the world, and the world had so much love back for me. Ironically, it was the ones that were supposed to love me that did not. But that's another story. That's another time. But they made me who I was, And I have been an icon, a goddess, a treasured celebrity. So I'm grateful to the ones that brought the greatest lessons upon my head. I'm grateful to the ones that hurt me. And on the other side, you have understanding, of course, why everything was the way that it was. But there's no reason to wait until the other side to see what I can see. This is why I come through. Understanding love and understanding love of in an egoic way. Egoic love. There's two very different forms of love. And I come on the love. I come on the ray of love from the high heart. I come on the ray of Mother Mary. I come on the ray of universal love. The great mothers. And the great mothers tell you today, please figure out how to truly love yourself. And that's when you'll find the most peace. Yes, everything that we do helps on our healing journey. But if you just look at your self-love as the core of why you do everything that you do, then you will understand why you're doing it. We don't do anything outside of the intention of self-love and unconditional love for ourselves, not in an egoic way. But it's a peace that comes when you love yourself. And when you find that true peace, the world will know peace. This is universal, unconditional love for ourselves and everyone on your planet. This is truth. And sometimes truth is very hard to find because we lie to ourselves. We are disillusioned. We make all kinds of reasons and justifications. And it's part of the human experience, the duality. But true self-love will always point you in the right direction. That's true north. True self-love is your true north. True unconditional self-love is your true north. And it will lead you home. It will lead you exactly where you need to be. It will lead you to your well-being. It will lead you to feel as though you're living in heaven, whether you're on the earth or you're actually experiencing heaven in another dimension. But if you can't experience heaven because you haven't made full connection with yourself, you're not going to be experiencing full heaven on the other side. This side and that side is subjective. Our side is this side, and you are on the other side. But we're one and the same. Yes, we have to drop down our frequency in order to communicate, yes. And yes, you have to rise up, because we're not going to drop down to certain levels. We can't. But that's really because we have mastered the healing. And even those of us on the ray that are working on our own soul journeys, are still with understanding of your experience, because we have walked your path. We are very relatable. And at some point you have walked our path. It gets lost. It gets lost when it comes in, when the soul comes in. Especially when you have to drop down many octaves. It's quite mind-boggling. But I've worked on this rose gold ray for many eons, many lifetimes. And I have great wisdom to bring forth. So today's message is of self-love and of self-light. There's so many people out there that want to change the world as I did. But I equally needed to be changing myself and working on myself. A lot of times I buried myself in my work because it was easier to face than what I was going through. It was easier for me to feed a village and to clothe a village and water a village and provide for a village than it was for me to unpack the baggage in my heart and in my soul and in my spirit. I had many betrayals, and my heart was very hurt. And I'm a member of the high heart, that pink ray, that rose pink ray. Pink feels such a weird way to say it. It is pink. It is pink. But that's not the word that I necessarily have for it here. It's a feeling. It's a vibration. Feel into that. The color is beautiful, yes, but feel into the vibration. I think this will be all for now. I'll come back and speak again. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and trust. And even if you don't fully understand, feel into the high heart. Feel into the vibration of pink. The high heart is here, just behind the sternum. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Diana. Thank you so much, Diana. Thank you so much, Diana, for your wisdom, your guidance, your encouragement. Thank you for your encouragement, Diana. Thank you so much. Please come again. We will have you anytime and bring you through. You're always welcome. Thank you so much for your service to humanity, to your service to the light, and also your understanding of duality and understanding your own darkness and encouraging us to take a good look at ours as well, so that we may know ourselves fully and not turn an eye away from anything about ourselves. We should know ourselves inside and out and love ourselves for who we are, and understand we should hurt no one, nothing, nor hurt ourselves or harm anything else in this universe. Mote it be, and so it is. Thank you.